So, starting with this topic, adding and removing columns. Let me open PyCharm. Let me just run. It is the same CSV file. So, I'll be just creating the data frame on top of this CSV file exam result. Let me just quickly run it to show you. Okay, you can see the data is just like name of the student. This is name, subject, age, marks. So, on top of this data frame only we'll be working. Okay. Okay. So the first topic is how to add a new columns over here. Similarly, if you can remember whatever we have learned in SQL we can use the DDL statement to modify the table structure. Suppose addition of a new column, we can go ahead with alter statement. It's a DDL statement, obviously. Alter table name, add column, data type. This kind of statements are syntax we used to use over there in SQL. Over here, how to represent it? Let me show you. So, df, if you want to create new columns, just put the new column name over here in a square brace. Suppose we have this thing, let me add full marks. Okay, full underscore, put in small with. I'm just introducing a new column full marks and assigning a value 1000. Okay, so it's hard coded. If I just print the df itself at the below statement, you can see before doing this operation, this was the earlier one, and now the new columns has been added full marks. Even we can put some calculative columns as well. Okay, let me show you df. Okay, I'm adding another column, percentage. I'll be calculating percentage as a new column, which should be obviously marks divided by full marks into 100. Okay, so marks I cannot put directly marks because it's a data frame column, so rather we have to put df dot marks divided by df dot full marks. You can just enclose with a bracket, that should be a good idea, then multiply by 100. Okay, let's print the statement. So you can see we can have a calculative column over here too. We just calculated the percentage of marks for each of the student, for each of the subject. Hope that is clear. So we can add, this way we can add new columns in a data frame. Okay. Now I'll be moving how to drop a existing column. So while dropping the thing, let me just put df dot drop. Okay, this is the statement drop. But we need to be careful. Okay, drop statement is the drop keyword should be using over here, both for row deletion as well as column deletion. From data frame drop, it can be used for both column deletion and row deletion, but we need to mention while deleting the column, we need to mention the axis equal 1. So it can be controlled, the horizontal things, they are controlling it at axis equals 0, the x-axis, rather we can tell it. And in y-axis means it's a column. Okay, so I'll be deleting a particular column. So that's why I need to mention the axis equal 1 while mentioning the statement. How to do that? Let me show you. df dot drop. Let me put age. I'll be dropping age. Then put axis axis equal 1. Okay, let me run it. Okay, I need to incorporate the changes into df itself. So for drop statement, okay, let me run it. So the final drop statement, you can see the age is vanished over here. So we need to drop in this manner. While doing a row deletion, we just need to do the same thing. Axis should be 0 and we need to mention the row identifier there. Either 0, 1, 2, anything. The indexes. Okay. Okay. So adding and removing columns is just covered. I'm moving to the next topic. Adding and removing records. That means rows. How to do that? Okay. I'll be adding a new row over here. How to do? df dot append. Append is a keyword to insert data over here.
Hey Sauptik,
Yes, tell me.
yeah, I have one doubt. So you have added one column with 1,000 marks for each and every row, right? If I want to add different data for like each row, how to add it?
Yeah, this is the thing. We can do this append. Okay. So over here, full marks. If I just remember the SQL stuffs, if we learn the SQL, if we want to add a new column over there, it's a DDL statement. We can use alter statement. But if you want to just add a new column, it was a previous column. Just we want to update a particular value. What we used to do, we used a update statement. Okay, update table name set data equal to this, where we need to pick the row identifier. So it's a DML statement there. So similar kind of stuff, so we can do this thing in append. Okay, we can update the particular thing. Suppose I want to add a new row. Okay, with a particular full marks or particular marks. So this thing I'll be covering now. I can use df.append and let's declare a dictionary over here. Which data you want to insert, just insert it. Suppose I want to insert a new columns name equal, let's say his name is Bitan. Subject, I can put subject, I cannot. Let me put marks. Okay, subject, let's put subject as subject. Suppose 800. Okay, subject is not 800, science. Okay. Marks. Here I can mention full marks. Okay. Let's for whatever Bitan has appeared, its full marks is not 1000, it's 1200. So this way we can mention it. Let's run this. Okay, I need to mention this thing, ignoring this. Okay, it's a warning, no issue. Mm, it's not been inserted. Let me add it to data frame itself. Okay, so you can see, I think it's a question from Lakshmi, correct? So this way we can update this thing, particular marks as well. I'm not hard coding it. Rather the structure is there. I'll be inserting in my own way. Okay, so beta and science. Age I haven't inserted. So by default, it's taking none. None means null over here. In Python, null is been represented as NaN. Marks and full marks, you can see it's updated for Bitan. This name. Okay. And percentage calculation, I have put it over here. If I put this thing over here, then it should be properly calculated too. Is that understandable, Lakshmi?
Yeah, but if I want, okay, from this results, suppose in the 10th row, if I want to update only full marks, so how can I do that? Like, there is no need of adding every parameters, right? So,
No. We can update only marks over here for a particular thing. So inside the update, okay, let me think. Hmm. Yeah, we just need to update the marks over there or full marks over there for the 10th row. Okay, so for this row identified 10, we can quickly update it. Let me try it. I haven't tried it, but let me try. It's just like a update statement in DML. Okay. No, I'll be checking with you these things quickly. We can do one more thing. Okay, it's not the exact way. We can do dropping a particular row and recreating it with this manner. That is possible, but you are trying a update statement just to update a particular thing. Yeah, I'll be checking this thing quickly with you. But
yeah,
what I was suggesting, this is another approach, but this is not the ideal approach. I can drop a particular row over here. Let me just comment this thing out. Let me remove this thing and put it over here. So how to drop a row? Suppose row number 10. I'll be dropping this entire row. Df.drop. So over there, I need to put levels. Levels is just like representation of index. So I can drop index 10. Let me just represent the axis. So you can see the 10th row is dropped, okay, by this statement. So how to drop a particular record? This is the statement. We can drop multiple statements, just like giving multiple numbers. Those are the row identifiers. Then we can recreate these things with the with whatever changes I required with this append one. But this is a bit extra step, as you are mentioning. Yeah, that is perfect. I'll be just checking quickly how to update an existing record for a particular cell only. Okay, and I'll let you know on that one. But this approach, I think you are able to understand. We can drop this particular record and recreate it with whatever data I required into uh, whatever cells. Whichever
yeah,
cells required, I can put it. Okay. Okay, I'll be just telling you this thing. Give me some time. Any other doubt from anyone? Still this topic? How to create new columns, dropping new columns, create new records, dropping some existing records. Anyone? Anything? Okay. Let me just check it over here. Yeah. So now, yes. So over here, I think this should be useful over here as per your question. But replace, I can only replace a particular thing over here. Let me show you this thing. We can use replace keyword for updating a element's value. So how to do that? Okay, let me update something. Let me update history with some other thing. Maybe history with science. So you can use that thing over here this way. Let me delete these things. It's not required. Replace input. Sorry, I'm doing again the same thing. It's not updating the same data frame. Rather, we need to impose it's creating a new data frame with the updated one. So I'm imposing the same changes in the existing data frame over here, and it's showing the output. So you can see the subject has been modified. We can use replace column. It's just like find and replace. Okay. But this is also not exactly applicable for a particular elements changes because all of them are 1000. If I just put this thing 1000 and replace by 400, it can be effective for everyone. Okay, let me try a dictionary over here. I can also try a dictionary over here. I'm updating maths to mathematics. Let me check whether it's possible. Let me check then update the name to suppose Ranjit to Rani. I'm just updating our student's name as well as the subject name in this manner. Yeah, Ranjit has been updated to Rani and Maths. Yeah. So both you can replace it. We can use single replace statement by the previous one. And if you want to do multiple replace statement in a particular data set, then you can just use a dictionary and which value to update which value. This is the previous one. This is the current one. So this way we can update the thing. Okay. This is for replace keyword. Moving to the next topic, aggregation function. How we can do aggregations on top of a data frame. Deleting these two lines. Okay. So let me print the thing over here. So if you can remember, while learning the SQL, we have used group by statement. Okay. Grouping by particular column based on maybe grouping by name or grouping by history. We can uh, see the aggregations, maybe total marks of a student. Okay. So based on student name, suppose over here, Raghu. Okay, Ranjit. Ranjit is present twice. Alex is present twice. So we can group by name. I mean, only one name should be present. Suppose only Alex should be present only once and summation of marks. So Alex total marks should be there. So this kind of stuffs we have covered there. Sum of marks from the table on top of which we will be aggregating sum of marks comma name from the particular table group by name. So this kind of stuffs we have done in SQL. Similar kind of things we can do over here too. Okay, so but the syntactically there should be a bit difference. What should be the difference over here? df dot group by. Okay, so group by, let's take name, no issue. N is capital over here. Remember, Python is not case insensitive, it's case sensitive. So whatever column you are mentioning, you just need to be careful. Okay, I suppose I want to do a summation operation. Okay, on top of marks only. Let me impose TF equal. Hmm, no. Okay, print. I'm not printing the print stack. Yes. So one thing I just want to mention over here, I am putting summation. I'm not putting which summation I'll be doing. It should be on top of age or marks, full marks, percentage. It's not mentioning these things. So I'm just grouping by your name. So you can see that particular index has been changed to name. So the particular student who are present twice or thrice, they are just grouping by. So only one single particular name should be there. And the numerical values. What are the different numerical values in the columns? All those things should be aggregated to represent the summation. So I'm also receiving a future warning because uh, we are having not only name over here, we are subject to. So we are grouping the data set by name. Apart from name, we are having subject, age, marks, full marks. Okay. In data frame, we are updating something over here too. We have full marks, we have percentage too by this statement. So, but I cannot do summation operation on top of subject. I'm grouping by name, but not subject. So subject they are taking to have a summation, which is not possible. Okay. Let me, I think it's not understandable. So this group by statement, it signifies that I'm grouping by a particular column, that is name, and from the data frame, except name, what are the other columns remained? They will trying to have the aggregation function summation on top of that. But subject is a leftover column, so I haven't included in group by statement. So it will be also trying to have a summation on top of subject. But subject is not a numerical column. That's why I'm receiving this future warning. Okay. So for that thing, how to resolve, we can do another way. Let me use aggregation functions. Yeah. So I'm allowing a dictionary to be incorporated over here. So now I want to do marks. Some. Let's do that thing. No, it's also having some issue. Aggregation is not there. Yes, you can see I was needing only this thing, Alex. So over here I just put an. This is another way for representation of aggregation functions. So it's dot agg and From on top of marks column, I want to see sum. Okay, if I want to check, I also want to check multiple aggregation values over here. I want to also check max or min, max. Okay, so I am doing this three aggregation operation grouping by name. Okay, I group by name over here and I'm calculating summation of marks, minimum marks, maximum marks. So these three I have done. You can also do standard deviation as well, STD, anything, variance. Even we can also do, okay, we are doing these things on top of marks column. Okay, we can do lots of other stuffs as well. Let me just go ahead. What are the other things? I can do the full marks as well. In the same dictionary, I'm declaring another key value pair, maybe on top of full marks. Full marks. I'll be doing a summation over there too. Okay. Okay. So you can see the data set is looking like in this manner. Marks is coming till this thing and full marks is coming till this thing. Now for standard deviation, you can see those are null value. Why? Because Arnav, Bihan, Raghu, Ram, those are present only once. Okay. So there is no variance. There is only one record present in the entire data set. So that's why no standard deviation. No deviation concept is coming over here. Okay. I can do other operation as well, just like we have age. I can find the count over here. Count operation is there, but it's not an exact thing to count age. Yeah, this is because all the count should be one actually, Ranjit. Okay, so Alex is present twice over there. I mean, Alex and age, this combination is twice present over here. That's why it's two. Those are one. Again, Ranjit is present twice, Rohit, Swapnil. So these four records are present twice. That's why it's coming two. I'm just doing a count. It's not only for age. If I pick any other one, it should be returning the same thing. Let me add in group by statement. Let me add subject as well. Okay, I have used multiple words, so I need to declare these things in a list. Okay, so you can see the things are grouped by first of all on top of name, then on top of subject. Okay, so now we have name and subject. We are grouping the entire data set on top of name and subject. Okay, so Alex, then Alex are present twice, history and mathematics. But now the data is getting distinguished because we have only two subject areas over there. Now there is no meaning of doing these things now because the combination of Alex and history are now distinct. So the summation is 800, minimum value is 800. For this particular row, Alex and history combination is present only one in the data set, Alex history. That's why for this combination, this is the summation, this is the minimum, this is the maximum, and all the standard deviation will be null because we are just distinguishing the combination of name and subject over here. That's why standard deviation, no value of doing standard deviation and this kind of stuff over here. So rather we can remove only one thing just to satisfy our requirement. Let me omit sub name over here. So for each of the subject, for history, total marks received 3200, minimum value is this, maximum value is this. This is standard deviation. Full mark summation, this is fine. Age count means how many students are applying. History, 6 students. Maths are applying by 6 students. So this kind of thing we can quickly check it by aggregation functions. It's very, very important. Any doubt from anyone while learning the thing? No doubt? Okay. What are the next topic? Okay, not from here. Okay. We can, there is few more topics I can quickly touch base on that. I mean, unique. You can check just like in distinct over there. We have used distinct keyword. In SQL, the similar kind of stuff, so we can do it over here. I'm deleting this one. It's not required, or I can comment it out. Okay, commenting part, I think we have told for SQL, we have commented a single line comment out by double hyphen. For multiple line comment out, we can use slash star. It's starting from here, and till which line I want to comment out, I can put star slash. For SQL, maybe I mentioned, or I may have forgot this thing. So just to mention, commenting part is it will not be executing for the, if I just run the entire script, it will not be executing. Similar kind of stuffs we can do for Python. I have to put hash. So I put already hash. You can see the line has been inactivated. It's deactivated over here. I can put hash over here. It should be deactivated. Okay. So when learning, while debugging, or while executing that particular test3 Python file, the comment out section will not be executed. Okay. I can delete it, or maybe if it is any of uses, I can put it over here. Okay. Now check what is unique. Unique is just like distinct. Let's see how many students are there in the data set or data frame. You can put df dot name dot unique. So that means how many unique. I can really print on top of that. Okay, this is the output. Sapnil, Raghu, Alex, Ranjit, Rohit, Arnab, Ram, Bihan. So it's giving me the output in a list. Okay. Similar kind of stuff, so you can do value counts. It's in next slide, I am assuming. So it's also an aggregation function. So each of the name is present how many times. Whatever I was doing in count, it will be doing the same thing. So this is the output. Swapnil is present twice, Alex twice, Ranjit twice, Rohit twice. Raghu is present in one time. Karnav, Ram, Bihan, those are present in only once. Okay. Okay. Concatenation. Now I'll be covering these two topics. It's a bit important, especially merging. Merging is it's similar kind of joins. Whatever we have learned in SQL joins between two or multiple tables. This is called merging of two data frames or more than two data frames. And concatenation means, if you can remember, we have done union all operations. So concat keyword will be working in the same manner. Okay, concat or append, anything we can use. let me import two more Excel for this example. So I have chosen these two example, CSV file. One is student. Okay, I'll be going to import this one. So there in the student, there are ID classes. ID means student ID. Obviously, it's a student table. Name, student's name, and particular teacher ID. And for this teacher, we are having these many columns. ID. This ID means teacher ID, and this is subject. For each of the teacher is corresponding to which subject. Okay. So let's learn the concatenate or append first. First of all, I want to create two different data frames over here based on student and teacher. Let me import these two quickly. Okay. So I'm just copying as path. Okay, I do not require this thing anymore. Rather, okay, student. I'm updating his DFS. I do not require this thing. I'm deleting these things. So now I'll be concentrating on concat or append operation. So yeah, now to identify the escape character, I have to put this thing twice because the slash will be recognizing as a escape character there. So first slash will be escape character and second slash would be a string to be read it out. Okay, so that will be importing the student data frame. I think there'll be no issue. Yes. In similar way, let me do this thing for teacher 2. DFT. Okay. So the first concept I want to give you, let me pick this thing. I'm just creating another one. So if we want to concat and append operation will be same over here. It will be doing the union all. So it will be, just pushing the data one after one another. So suppose data frame 1, we have 3 columns. Okay, we are having some value. Suppose X, Y, Z, H, T, R. Okay, so this is our first data set, and I have another data set maybe 3, 5, 6. These are the column header obviously. T, Y, Q. Okay, if you can remember while doing the union all operation or union operation in SQL, it will be only doing these things when we have similar number of columns available. Okay, so while doing the concatenation, it should be just been appended into over here. So the rows should be vertically merged. Okay, so we are doing the concatenation operation between these two data frames. The two data frames will be vertically merged one after another. Okay, but the thing is, it will be first checking the column names. So 3 is present over here. So T should be appended in this column. That is fine. But 5 and 6, this is a totally different column header. It's not present over here. So at the resultant data set, T should be successfully merged over here. But 5, 6 at 5, 6 is not there. So it will be capturing in a separate column. Okay, the header should be coming like this way. Okay, so those are all null value. After this operation, it should be returning this kind of null value for all those 2 and those 4. those four and those four. Okay. But in SQL operation, it should be only be doable. We can add extra columns too over here. In SQL, the main restriction was there. We should be having similar number of columns between table 1 and table 2 while doing the union or unional operation. But here, no such restriction is there. But it should be appended one after another. Okay. It should be appended one after another. Let me do one thing. Let me do one changes over here. So yeah, here ID student ID. Let me do a modification quickly. It should be then quickly approachable. I'm just mentioning as a student ID. Okay, let me save it. I do not require this sheet. Let me put teacher ID. Okay, saving it. Yeah, the new column name has been reflected. Over here too. So this is two different data frame. This is from student data frame, student data set, and this is from teacher data set. Let me do an append operation. Or okay, it should be a third data frame, df equal to dfs dot paint dfd. Okay, paint df. So I'm creating a new data frame after appending this data set with this data set. Okay, this is the first data set. This is the second data set. A warning is there. Let me check the warning. I'll be checking this warning. So while merging these two data set, it's checking the common column name, that is teacher ID and teacher ID. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it will be totally merged over here. Okay, it's merged and subject is not present in the first data set. It's creating a new column that is called subject, and from the second data set, it's pushed this thing over here. The other values. So in the second data set, there is no student ID, student class, student name. So that's why this null value has been superimposed over here. And for subject as well, there is no subject for the first data set, so it's null over here too. And for second data set, there is no student ID, class and name. So for the second data set, it's coming as null value over here. But it's been superimposing in this manner. Okay, the concat operation will be working in this manner. So just like append and concat is same, this is a future warning that from pandas, in future version of pandas, they will be removing dot append. So that's why they are telling us to use pandas dot concatenation instead of doing append. So append and concat is same. You can also use this thing. A bit syntactically different should be there. So it should be pd. We already import pd, correct? Yes. pd dot concat, then data frame 1 dfs dft. So the warning should not be coming. Should be within the list. Yes. Now it's fine. So the same thing should be over here with concat and append too. But the append keyword, it will be removed from pandas in near future or near version of pandas. So that's why they are referring to use concat. So I just use concat, but it's same. Okay. Now let's learn merge. Merge is joining. Whatever we have learned for joining, we have specific example while learning the SQL steps. So the same thing should be happening over here. We are not using join keyword, we'll be using merge keyword. So I have specially taken these two data frames specially for joining stuffs. So joining means that should be merging based on not, I mean, that should not be appended as a new row over here. Rather, that should be merged, I mean, besides over here. Just like we need to pick up the particular student is learning which subject. We have the common column teacher ID for each of the data set. The first data set is having teacher ID. Second data set is already having teacher ID. So based on this common column, I'll be joining, or rather I can say merging these two data frames so that I can understand the student is learning which subject. Okay. So the joining should not be vertically over here. It should be horizontal. How to do the join? So join, I think the concept is clear from your side at the SQL steps. Similar kind of thing we'll be doing over here. It's a syntactical difference. Df pd dot merge. So here we need to mention properly which data frame should be coming first. Because doing the inner join, it should be fine. But if you can just go ahead with left outer join or right outer join, we need to mention the table in proper order. Let's do the inner join first. Okay, the two data frames I'm mentioning over here. Then, okay, we should to mention the joining column. Left on, from the left table, which is the joining column teacher ID. Right on means from right table, which is the key to join. It's also teacher ID. Okay. If you do not mention, okay, how to mention what is the joining type? There's a keyword called how. We can mention inner or left or right, this kind of stuffs. Over here, if we do not pass anything, by default, it should be inner join. Okay. I'm not passing anything, it should be inner join. So based on common records, you can see Piyush Sanyal. Corresponding teacher ID is 1 for Piyush. I can see from teacher ID over here, teacher ID 1 is learning English. So Piyush Sanyal is learning only English by this teacher ID. Vishnu Veera is learning English. Raj Kishore is learning maths. Mamta Reddy is learning general knowledge. Pooja Mandal is learning science. Okay. So this is we are doing inner join. I hope joining concept is clear. If not, please tell me. There is a class while learning SQL. We have covered the joining stuffs, how the left join, inner join is occurring. Let me quickly repeat. So while doing the inner join between two data sets with a common column called teacher ID, you can see over here. Over here in the second data set, there are 6 teacher IDs present. But over here, the distinct teacher ID is 1, 2, 3, 4. So while doing the inner join, it can only pick the common one. So 5 and 6 are not present over here. That's why in the resultant data set, there is no 5 and 6 teacher ID. We will be just picking up the common records, common teacher ID records available for both of the data sets. Okay. So if we do the left join, it should be written the same. If we do the right join, suppose let me put right. How equal right. So it's a right join. So while doing the right join, the right data set, I was mentioning based on our order of putting the data frames over here. So this is corresponding at left table, left data frame. This is right data frame. So while doing the right join, the right data frame should be picking up as a standard one. So we can put all the data all the data from right data set, that is this, and we'll be checking what are the matches from the first data set. We can put this thing, those are the matching things from the first data set, but for 5 and 6 there are no students are there. I mean, geography and statistics are learned by no student. No students are picking up this kind of languages anymore. So that's why its null value is being represented over here. While doing the inner join, it is only printing these stuffs. The extra stuffs are not getting printed. But while doing the right join, it will be picking up the right value first. I mean, all the teacher ID from right value, and it will be checking whether it's available at the first data frame. It's yes, then it will be put it. If it is not, then it will be inserting null value. Similar kind of stuffs for left true. Left join is a similar kind of stuffs. It will be taking left join, I mean left table as a standard one. It will be picking up all the columns, I mean all the elements over there for the common column and try to bring up, I mean, referencing what are the available data for the second table, it will be pushing this thing over there. One more thing, we are putting left on and right on. If we have common column, especially this has been applicable when we have different column naming convention. Suppose earlier I was putting teacher only ID over here and only ID from here too. Or maybe in the first table teacher ID was there and the second table only ID was there. So that time we can push in this manner. But as of now, I have putting the common column name same. That is teacher ID. Then we can only put on. No need to put left on and right on. You can only put on because the common column name is similar for both of the data set. Okay, if it is different, then we can put left on and right on. Okay. So any doubt from anyone till now? It's very important concept. Whatever we have learned that joining statement of SQL, the same thing is there. Nothing different. The concept is same, but the syntax is different. Okay, any doubt from joining? I mean, means merging or concatenates? Okay, I hope no. Yeah, then it's fine. Okay, nothing for today. Tomorrow I'll be having some more transformation and I'll be showing you how to load the data at the target system. Okay, today the time is already covered. I think someone is asking, Lakshmi, you are asking for the update statement. How the update statement should be working in a data frame. I want to update a particular element. I'll be just checking this thing and get back to you in tomorrow morning at my time. Yeah, it's evening at your time. I'll be just showing you that steps. Yeah, Vamsi, you are telling something? Yeah. Yeah, actually the left join is outer join only. As I mentioned, if we just do not put anything, the left join, right join, those are only outer join. It's also can told left outer join. If you can do right join, it's also can told right outer join. So it's outer join only. There is full outer join as well. You can put full over here. It should be full outer join. And you can put inner. As I mentioned, we can put inner over here. It should be inner join. And if we remove how over here, by default, it should be inner join. That is already been covered in the first example. Okay. So you can do inner over here. It's inner join only. It should be only picking the common records. You can remove this thing too. By default, it should be working as inner join. That I didn't just mention in the first example only. Okay, this is the thing. Yeah, is there any other thing? This is understandable actually. I just am telling everyone. Pratyusha, Lakshmi, Soumya. The joining concept especially.
We need to practice it soft.
Yeah, we can definitely practice it. I'll be giving you in some examples over there after covering up in tomorrow's session. Yeah, definitely you can practice and have a quick go through. If there is any stuck point, we can quickly discuss.
Sure.
Okay. Okay,
Thank you.
then that's all for today's session. Let's connect tomorrow. And yeah, I can tell you the update statement there, Lakshmi. With a single go, or not deleting and inserting the records. A single go, how can we update a particular cell value?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, that's all for today's session. Let's connect tomorrow with some more insights for transformation and loading the data at the target site. And after that, we can give you a exercise. It should be a big exercise. You can solve it by your own way at weekend or any other time, maybe on next weekdays, Monday. Okay. Okay, then. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.